Hello friends, I am Professor Ashish Agrawal from School of Engineering and Technology, IGNOU, and I am your course coordinator for ET 581B, which is Inventory and Stores Management for Construction Industry. We are discussing Unit 2 of your course, which is Inventory Control Techniques. Till now, we have discussed Economic Order Quantity Model, Economic Production Quantity Model, Economic Order Quantity when shortage is allowed and then when shortage are not allowed. We have also discussed various types of inventory cost, ordering cost, holding cost, production cost, purchase cost, shortage cost we have discussed. In today's session, we will take this journey to new height. Means we will discuss certain more parts related to inventory control. In today's session, we are going to discuss price discount model. It is an instantaneous supply with no shortage. When the items are purchased in bulk, some discount in price is usually offered by the supplier. It is uniformly a truth. When you purchase 100 items, some discount will be offered to you. When the discount is applicable for all units you purchase, it is known as all unit discount. If discount is offered for an item which are in excess of a specified amount, then it is called as the incremental discount, which is offered only for a certain item. Or there are two ways to offer the discount. It is quite possible that if you purchase, suppose 1000 unit at the rate of 10 rupees, they will say, okay, we will give you price of 9.5, 0.5 will be the discount. But in some cases, it will be said that if you purchase 1000, we will not give you discount for 500, but since the quantity is above 500, we will offer 2 rupees discount or 1 rupees discount to the quantity which are above 500. This is called as the incremental discount. In the incremental discount, all the price offered in different slabs are applicable. I have given you one example with 2 slabs, that is 500 and above 500. But it is quite possible there may be 3 slabs, 250, 500, 750, 1000. So these are the different slabs. While in all units, discount only one price at one label is applicable for finding the total cost. What does it mean? That if you are offering the discount, it will be applicable only for that amount of unit and that amount of price only. What are the advantage we get if we buy in large quantities? The first one is lower unit price, lower ordering cost, because we are purchasing in bulk. So it is lowering the ordering cost. Cheaper transportation. Suppose we are ordering 5 times, our transportation will be 5 times more. Fewer stock out. Since we are purchasing in bulk, so there are chances of stock out is less. Mass display by the retailer. Since the quantities are more, the retailer can have the mass display. Preferential treatment by seller. Seller always prefer those buyer which are purchasing in bulk. So that is why it is said that it is a preferential treatment by the seller. What are the disadvantages? Since you are purchasing in bulk, so you are holding it. So friends, your cost of holding the inventory will be higher side. What is the second disadvantage? Older cost. Because suppose you are purchasing 2000 item and only 1000 is using, so 2000 will remain in old stock. Lower stock turnover. Since you are purchasing in bulk, what is lower stock turnover? That each time a less stock is going from inventory or warehouse to final, more capital is required. So for purchasing in bulk, more capital is required. We have a less flexibility. Since we are giving our advantage or priority to discount, we don't have much flexibility. Heavier deterioration and depreciation. Because of old stock, it is not using, there may be a deterioration, there may be depreciation. Now, we will come directly to the price discount model. Whenever price discount or the quantity discount are available, in case of purchase item, the price C may vary according to the following scheme. C is the total or the purchase cost. It will be equal to P0 if purchase quantity is between or less than B1. This will be equal to P1 if purchase quantity lies between B1 and Q2. Therefore, if you appreciate this thing that as the number of items or the quantity of item is increasing, your cost or the price or the purchase price will be decreased. Since shortage cost is not allowed, we will calculate the total cost as demand multiplied by Pj, which we have discussed, that what is the quantity of the purchased item. CO, ordering cost, multiplied by demand divided by Qj, that is the quantity which we are going to order. Then half of your average inventory, that is half of holding cost, multiplied by Qj, that is the inventory at our level. So why it is half? Because we are taking as a average inventory. At the lower side, you will find some explanation. And if you refer your book, you will find the complete explanation of this discount model. This is the figure. I am again taking this figure directly from your book. That is the total cost. If you just see, on the x-axis we have a quantity and on the y-axis we have a total cost. If the quantity is B1 or less than B1, the cost is more. Or quantity is between B1 and B2, the cost is lowering. If it is B2 and B3, again cost is lowering. If you again lower or increase the cost or the quantity, it will again lowering the total cost. So this is the quantity discount model. The heavy curve on the various discount shows the feasible part of total cost, which is a step up function. Why it is called step up? Just see, it is just like a step. From left to right, it is going down. For finding the overall optimum quantity, the following procedure is adopted. Please remember, after listening my video session, please go to your book, please read, and if you find any difficulty, please refer the standard inventory and inventory management book by various authors. We will give you a plenty of books as a reference or the study material. Now, how you will find economic order quantity for the lowest price? What is the problem? Problem is that we have the different slabs. But what should be our economic order quantity so that we can take the advantage of lowest price? If you remember, this is the normal formula for your economic order quantity. If Q is greater than Bn, the optimum quantity is Qn, and if Qn is less, then we will go to the step. If it is more, then we will use this formula. Otherwise, we will go to the step 2. If it is greater than Bn minus 1, then compare the total cost for purchasing with the total cost for the purchasing quantity. Select the least cost purchase quantity, and if it is again less than this one, go to step 3. Again, we will calculate the quantity for using formula, and we will go to the step 4 if our quantity is less than Bn minus 2. Don't worry, we will explain the whole model with the help of one example also. We will continue all the steps and then we'll compare whatever cost we are getting, and then we will select the optimum purchase quantity. Now we will come to the problem. Our problem is defined as the annual demand for an item is 2400 units. Ordering cost is rupees 350. Inventory carrying cost is 24% of purchase price per year. Now, what are the purchase price? Now here we have a discount. So you will appreciate that not only the purchase price is changing, your holding cost is also changing. We have a 3 slab. If your quantity is less than 500, the purchase price is rupees 10. If it is between 500 and 750, the purchase price is 9.25. If it is more than 750, your purchase price is 8.75. So our problem is to determine the optimum purchase quantity. As per step 1, we have calculated average inventory cost. Please remember one thing, that in this formula, at the denominator, you should include holding cost also. It is missed here. I am sorry for that. Please include from your book. And if in book there is a mistake, you try to calculate by putting this formula only. Just like here, you have a 0.24 and 8.75. 8.75 is the cost because our quantity is above 750. Economic order quantity is coming as 894. Now 894 is the greater than 750. So the optimum purchase quantity will be 895. In this example, if ordering cost is only 100, now economic order quantity or economic purchase quantity is coming as 478. This 478 is less than 750. That means we are going to stage 3 or step 3. Now, instead of 2400, since we are ordering at one time only 478, so the price applicable to 478 will be 9.25. Your economic order quantity or your economic purchase quantity is coming as 465. Again, 465 is less than 500. So we will go to step 2. We will again compute. We are coming as 447. So we have a 478, we have 465, 447. Now we will compare all the total cost for quantity 447 and 500 and 750. If you calculate for purchasing 447, it is coming as 25,000. For purchasing 500, coming as 23,000. And if you purchase 750, it is coming as 22,000. So as a materials manager, what will be your recommendation? You will go for the lowest cost. So you will recommend that economic purchase quantity for this problem should be 750. Now, what is dynamic demand model? In this model, it is assumed that the demand, although known with certainty, may vary from one period to next period. The first model is your production inventory model. It is also called as incremental cost model, and it is explained with the help of one example. There is one manufacturing company which is a fixed demand every day, Monday 9, Tuesday 17 and so on. The policy is to maintain a constant daily production for 7 days and the shortage cost is ₹4 per day. The storage cost depend on the size, and if you just see this table, if the quantity is between 1 and 3, the storage cost is 1. If it is between 4 and 20, 4. If it is greater than 20, it is 10. The charges are based on the end of the day situation. That means whatever the situation is available at the end, the cost will be applicable to that one. If you take the average sale or inventory, we will add, and then since it is for 7 days, so it is coming as 10 units per day. And you just see this table. Monday to Friday, we have on the first column after day is on hand stock at the start of day. That is 10, 9, 2, 10, 20, 11, 12 and 8. Then what is your demand from earlier table? Then what is the inventory? Since demand is more, in third column, it is in negative. If demand is less than stock, you are coming as a 10. So if the shortage cost, since it is a 4 rupees, you are calculating the shortage cost on the both end, and we will carrying the holding cost also. We have a 2 times or 3 times holding at the end of the day. One is 10, so 4 rupees, 1 and 2 with the help of ₹1. So if you just add it on the right side, 2 columns, total cost will come as 44 plus 43 as a 87. So this will be your total cost. Earlier we have kept initial stock as 8. Now we are keeping as a 9. So what will happen? We will repeat the whole computation and we are finding the total cost as 82. Earlier with 8 on hand initial stock, our cost was 87. Now again we are repeating the calculation with initial stock as 10. So our total cost is coming as 94. So one is 87, then 82, then 94. So ideally, as a production manager or materials manager, we will recommend for the model having the least cost or the optimum cost, which is 82, that we should start with 9 on hand. Friends, whatever I have discussed, this is the preliminary. You may refer your books, you may refer reference book. Even we are also trying to explain all the models by some other experts. So 3 video sessions I have already taken for this unit. More will be provided to you by another expert so that you may have a better understanding of these models. So what is ABC inventory management? ABC inventory management, that is, purchasing decisions are based on the relative importance of the item. Some items are more important because of their value or function. Some items are less important. You will analyze that inventory of any company. You will observe that there is a small number of items represent a very large percentage of total inventory value, while large percentage of items have a lower inventory value. What does it mean? Suppose you have a total 100 items. There is a quite possibility that 60 items constitute 30% of the total value, and there will be 10 items which constitute 60% of the total value, while the remaining will have the 10%. Or in other words, I am just repeating it. If you classify in 3 categories, there are certain items which are large in quantity, but their value is only 10% of total value. There are less number of items having the 60% of total value. And in middle, there are some items which are medium in numbers and similarly in medium in the value. So that is called the ABC inventory management system. The analysis of inventories by value and subsequently grouping them for control purpose is known as ABC inventory management. H. Ford Deckes at General Electric Company had developed this concept of ABC inventory management. In your more sessions, I think in earlier session, we have also discussed about ABC inventory management, and whenever we will get time, we will again provide you the details of ABC inventory management. In ABC inventory management, all inventory items are grouped in the 3 distinct classes A, B and C. A class item, which consists of 5 to 10% of total item, constitutes 75 to 80% of the value of total inventory. B class item, having 15 to 20% of total item, have 15 to 20% value of total inventory. Large population items, just like C, having 75 to 80% in number, they will have only 5 to 10% of the total value. This is the basic concept of ABC inventory management. Another important subtopic given in your unit is make or buy decision. There are certain situations when you have to take decision whether you have to manufacture it or you have to buy it. It is a common problem faced by every manufacturing company. In many cases, it might just now be possible for a company to make all the components in its own factory. But in some cases, it will not be feasible. Therefore, it is better to buy something. There are 2 columns, which is compare, make or buy. In make, the most important is the cost factor, whether it is less costly for making or buying, utilization of excess plant, or requirement of space requirement or skill. If it is more, then we will buy. Otherwise, we will make it. If it is a specialized item, we will prefer in making, and if it is a patent or legal procedure is involved, we will buy it. To meet the future demand, we will make decision. If demand is seasonal, we will go for buy decision. Then quantity, quality, transpiration, design, confidentiality, all these are the factors to make the decision whether to go for make or buy decision. Third important subtopic is manufacturing resource planning. Earlier, we have a material requirement planning, that is only MRP. When we call this MRP2, it is manufacturing resource planning. Basically, it is having the feedback system. MRP is not feedback system. Here, it is a type of a simulator which can simulate the requirement of material for in advance so that shortage can be predicted. MRP2 helps in bringing materials exactly when they are required. It is also sometimes called as a business resource planning. So in today's session, we have discussed about price discount model where the supply is instantaneous and there is no shortage. We have tried to explain you with the help of 2 examples. We have also introduced dynamic demand model, though we have not gone in detail, but we have introduced it. Then ABC inventory management system, make or buy decision, and also we have briefly introduced MRP2. I hope that you have learned about these subtopics, price discount model, solved example, you can solve it, then ABC inventory management, make or buy decision, or MRP2. I hope you must have enjoyed and you have learned a lot from my session. Thank you.